Hey, this is Jared and Carrie from Tone Wars.
Hi, we're here at Paul Raymond's studio in Lapeer, Michigan to film our re-amping episode. Let's go inside and meet our special guests.
Welcome to the studio, come on in. We got the lounge up front here. The chill spot with the basketball hoop.
Nice. Let's see if he can make one.
Boom.
Nice. There we go. All right.
And through the first door, we got the live room. Which is my favorite part about the studio. We got the studio pup, co-producer. His nickname.
And here's all our gear, or most of it for the day anyways.
We got the rigs.
Yeah, got the rig.
Still waiting on one. Or two.
Yep.
Two?
Still waiting on one. He's bringing several amps, but yeah.
And right through here, we got the office slash control room.
You got a nice view of the live room from in here. Nice. Very nice.
And then right back here, we've got our vocal booth. The foam keeps falling down because it's so hot in here.
Oh, yeah.
That'll soon be addressed.
Nice. And then you got a little window into the
We got a
control
view
room.
straight to the live room, so if I'm doing live bands, the vocalist from in here can see the drummer and the guitar players.
Nice. Guns are looking good today.
Awesome. That's it.
Very nice. What shows that, you know, you don't need to have a billion square feet of studio to do awesome recordings. And the one thing that I've always said is the most important piece of gear in the studio is the guy who sits in that chair right there, because without that all this gear is useless. So looking forward to doing our riffs today and getting everything mixed and mastered, and it's going to be fantastic. Alright, so we're about to get started here. We brought all the gear, and we're going to go down the line in a second here and introduce everybody and what they brought. And after that, we're going to get started on all of the reamping. So here we go.
What's up, Brady? My name is Alfonso. I am from the band Heartsick. I'm actually the lead singer of the band, but I'm also a gear junkie. This is the rig that we use in several different ways. This is our PRS Archon. This is our main head for our live rig. And then this is our 5150. This is our backup head. It's a block 5150, so back from like the 80s, so it's like the original Van Halen, which is super rad. And then I have a Hughes Kettner Triamp from the 90s, and it is a very awesome amp as well, and we use it to record a lot of our records. So, and then I have an Almighty cab, which is a very rare cab that you can't find. It's made in Detroit City.
Hey, Alfonso, what kind of speakers do you have in your cab?
The Almighty, I believe, has vintage 30s in them, 75 watts each, I believe.
Nice.
So sounds mean. These are custom made too, so they're made all by hand by one dude. So it's a pretty gnarly.
So they're pretty much hand selected for that particular cabinet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely. And we use the Almighty to record and for our practice rehearsal room, but also our friends in a band called 36 Crazy Fist, they use them as a touring rig, and they're awesome. That's where I found out about them and fell in love. So.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is JAIME Trevino. I'm from the band Rockstar. I play lead guitar. This is my rig, and it's based off the HELIX rack, Carbon Legacy 3, 100-watt head. And then I have some Morley products down here, as well as a talk box. There's a lot of fun stuff hidden and tucked away. And this thing has been super reliable for me. It's totally versatile, and can't wait to show it off.
kind of speakers do you have in your cab?
This actually has the stock EVH speakers made by Celestion. So this is the EVH 5153, 16 ohm cab, and it's a beast.
Hey guys, I'm Jamie Myers. I'm with the band Alterstoned and Felonious Assault. These are my rigs. This one I use for Felonious Assault. It's an Engl Extreme Aggression, extremely rare head. I love it. Brought my Mesa 412, my EVH 5150 watt head, awesome head. This is my little travel board, isn't it? It's cute. And got a decimeter rack, and that's my rig.
Now, you said this is rare. How many of these are made?
There are 150 of those in the world.
That's
10 were shipped to the United States, and I own one of them.
Wow. That is insane. Well, what speakers do you have in your cab?
Actually, I pulled two of the Vintage 30s out of it, and I put two K100s and two Vintage 30s in an X pattern. 16 ohm speakers. It's got a lot of balls, a lot of girth to my tone.
All right. Well, we will definitely hear that when we do the reamping. All right, I'm Jared. I'm from the band Rain, and I also host Tone Wars. And I brought my rig here, and it's basically the Line 6 Helix. And I have pretty much most of these amps in the room in here. And we're going to go ahead and reamp all of these guys, and we're going to reamp this guy. And I'm going to emulate some of these amps too, and see if you guys can tell the difference.
All right, let's get this started. Jared's gonna go record his riff. We're gonna show you how guitar editing is done, as well as the difference between unprocessed and processed DI.
Okay, so basically what we're doing now is I'm plugged directly into the DAW, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm finding a tone that I'm comfortable with recording. And the thing is it doesn't have to be an awesome tone, because I just need to record this so that we can reamp it later. So I just need something comfortable. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're just trying to dial that in right now. That actually feels pretty good. You know, I can roll with that for now. So let's go ahead and record the riff. And what we're doing is recording to a click, so that if there's any editing that needs to be done, we can snap things to a grid with the transients, and we will definitely show you that later. It just makes editing a lot easier for this guy here. So you always should record to a click, and you should always have your BPMs and your time signature ready, so that when you go in the studio, you know what you have to record to, and it's just easier to set up for everyone. On this particular riff, it was so weird, I honestly didn't know what the time signature was, so we had to figure that out. So basically what we did too is the drums are pre-written to the track. So what we did is Paul wrote the drums, I recorded it real quick, Paul wrote a drum beat that kind of fit what we're doing, and it made it easier actually for me to record, because now instead of playing to a click, I'm actually playing to a drum beat that is actually written to a click. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. You ready? Yep. Okay, so now what we're going to do is the double track. So anytime you do guitars, you always want to do a double track. So the first take was good, so we're going to go ahead and do another one, and then we pan them. We do the first track on the left channel and the second track on the right, and it gives you that width that you want. All right, so here we go. All right, those will work. So there we go.
So now that Jared's finished his riff, we're going to show you the advantages of why you record direct.
Alright, so basically when we record a DI guitar such as the one Jared just did, I've went through and edited this already. The reason why we record them direct is because, as you can see here, you can see each hit of the pick as he played them. Whereas if I were to run it through an amp first, they look like this, and this is the DIs ran through an amp, and you can't see the defined hits. So when I go to edit all of these things, basically I can't see them as well after they ran through an amp. And as far as editing goes, basically all I did was Jared played them pretty tight as it was, so I didn't have to do much. But I just take them and I slide the transient pretty close to the grid. Not perfect because I like to have a little bit of feeling. And then just crossfade all the sections with equal power and Cubase, which doesn't allow for any weird volume leveling things. And then we rip those through the cabs. That's how it works.
Now that everything is edited and ready to go, let's set up the amps and the Helix and get ready for reamping.
Okay, now what we're going to do is set up the mics, and this cabinet happens to have two different kinds of speakers in it, so we want to make sure that we capture the sweet spots in both speakers, and Paul's going to explain what he's doing here.
Alright, so basically I'm going to use a flashlight to find the center of the speaker. We got a 7B, we got a 57, and we got a 609. So, I mean, this is for just this one cab. This is my go-to setup. I'm going to put the 57 off axis right on the edge. And then we're going to do the 609 right above the 7B.
So basically, instead of EQing one mic to get it to sound good, you have several mics that you're recording with that have different EQs on them naturally. So what you would do is instead of EQing the whole tone, you have 3 mics, 3 tracks, one for each mic, and then you would turn up the different mic accordingly depending on what tone that you wanted, as opposed to sacrificing the EQ for the whole track, if that makes sense. So like, for instance, if he wanted a little more highs, he would probably turn this mic up because of where it's located. If he wanted a little more mid-range, he would probably turn this mic up, and so on and so forth. That way you can balance out the mics and get the tone that you want.
Alright, here we go.
So that's all 3 mics recording simultaneously.
And then
And
here's
the
the
amp
other
is out
side.
in that room right there. That was the double track. Let's hear. Let's go through that and just mute the different mics so we can hear the different EQ on each mic. So just do one at a time and show them.
Generally, it's more of a color on a mic than an EQ. But alright, ready?
Yep.
Alright, this is the 7B. $57. $609.
reamping the Helix right now. This is the PRS Archon amp sim that I put in there.
Now that we've ran every amp and the Helix through the reamping process, we're going to post those tracks for you to listen to and pick your favorite. This is Carrie and Jared from Tone Wars.
We just finished an awesome day recording our episode about reamping.
That's right. Next time you need recording, check out Paul Raymond.
See you on the next one.
Next time you guys need recording done, check out Paul Raymond's recording.
Hey, this is Jared and Carrie from Tone Wars, and we're here
in the train station. Let's go inside and meet. No, I forgot the reamping episode. I'm in studio in Lapeer, Michigan, to film our amping.